First, tell me about what is the meaning of Opondo, your organization?
Oh, okay. Upendo means love. It's a Swahili word for love. That's what upendo is. So we chose that word name because what we do, we are doing it out of love, out of the compassion that we have for the women in Africa.
Okay, you choose women. Why do you choose to work with women and young girls?
Well, the project actually started as a result of I was watching a presidential election that was happening in Kenya in 2013, and the seven candidates who were being interviewed, they were talking about when they do get elected, they're going to make sure that they have sanitary pads in schools. And that just didn't sit well with me. And I thought, somebody needs to do something about that, and I never thought that somebody would be me. But because I couldn't shake it off after watching what I watched, I wanted to find a solution. And women, so much so, because when we empower women, we will definitely be lifting up a whole village. A lot of women invest so much and give back into the community. Especially in Africa, it's a well-known factor that when you give $100 to a woman, 90% of that will go back to the community, unlike when the same amount is given to a man. So I believe in women empowerment. I believe it's important for our daughters to be educated, and it is sad to see that they miss school because they cannot afford sanitary pads, or they cannot afford a way to be in school during that time of the month. And so most of them do end up dropping out of school. And that's the reason why I'm very passionate about women's empowerment. And I also grew up with a mother who really empowered me as a girl and made sure that, she prioritized me when it came to education just as much as she did when it came to the boys' education.
To the project, how did you start doing the grassroots work with your organization, and how do you get the community involved and also the young girls that we see you have working with them?
Well, when we started with just doing research, asking questions. I partnered up with friends and family back in Kenya to find out if this problem, what I saw, is it real? Is it really something that's been happening? Or is it, just a political thing? Only to find out my first trip to Kenya, before I even went, there were other organizations which were already doing what I'm currently doing. And I sat down with one of the founders for the organization that was already into providing washable, reusable pads to girls in Africa. And that's when, in doing more of the research, finding out online, found out that it's really a global problem. It's not just in Africa. And now that the government was talking about it, I really wanted to go into the country and ask questions, talk to the Department of Education, find out what is really going on, and if this is something that needs to, be brought up in the public, somebody where we need to talk about it, raise awareness for that. So it is, that's how we started our grassroots really, and we started in Kenya. They say charity begins at home. And so after Kenya, we started venturing out to other countries to see how are the rest of the nations surrounding Kenya and other parts of Africa, how are they dealing with this issue? How are they, is it the same? Is it the same problem? And what is being done to help end the period poverty in Africa?